American Gold Star Mothers is a group of moms who've lost a son or daughter in military service. The group works to keep the memories of their loved ones alive by helping veterans and supporting other military families. And joining us now is Diane Brown, president of the Central Arizona chapter of American Gold Star Mothers. Welcome to Arizona Horizon. Good to have you here.
Oh, nice to be here. Thank you.
Yes. American Gold Star Mothers. Did I do a good job of describing it there? What more can you tell us?
Yeah, so it's a national organization out of Washington, D.C. It started back in World War I actually, with the mothers who gathered to be together when they lost their loved ones overseas in World War I. And it's a veteran service organization, 501c3 nonprofit, and we support other nonprofits with the veteran service organizations. We actually have a chapter or a department here in Arizona.
Yeah, the Gold Star is a symbol. Was that from the beginning?
Yeah, so well, there was the story about the Gold Star is that there used to be Blue Star, and there still is Blue Star, right? So Blue Stars families are ones that have an active service person serving currently. And then how it evolved was if they lost their loved one, they sewed over the Blue Star with gold.
Oh, wow.
And that's how the Gold Stars started.
Isn't that something? Again, volunteer work providing what, economic assistance, social assistance?
Yes, so we have quite a few people that help us out and support us. Kitchell is one of them. They do a car show for us every year. We get lots of donations, General Dynamics, things like that. And we support either, anything from the VFW up in Prescott Valley to an individual veteran down here in Phoenix that was recently in a car accident. We also, again, serve, we go to Soldiers' Best Friends graduations and things like that.
Your son, Staff Sergeant Alex Conrad, talk to us about him.
So he was an Arizona kid. He was born in Mesa, grew up in Chandler, went to Dobson South Little League, Santan Legacy Soccer, graduated from Hamilton High School, and left for boot camp right after high school, and went to boot camp first, and then he was got a job with military intelligence. So he was down here at Fort Huachuca for quite a while before he was assigned to the infantry up in Washington at McChord Lewis Base. And from there he went to Afghanistan twice. And then when he came back from Afghanistan, his goal was really to get to Special Forces. And so he needed to go to airborne school, went to airborne school, came back from airborne school, was accepted at the Defense Institute, Language Institute in Monterey, California, where he graduated there for French. And so he has his brother and sister. We were all like, "Why are you taking French?" And he said, "Because they speak French in Africa." And we're like, "Oh, Africa." So he left for Africa in January of 2018, and he was on patrol. They were protecting a village out in Somalia, and they came under mortar fire from Al-Shabaab, and there were actually 5 soldiers that were hit. Took them a while to get out of there because of the firing, but yeah. He's the one that didn't make it out. The other 4 are fine.
When this happened, were you aware of Gold Star moms before this happened?
I think I was mostly because of Lori Piestewa, right?
Yes.
So my kids, we all grew up in Arizona, and that's where I first learned about Gold Star families, and I never in a million years thought I would be one.
When you became one, how did Gold Star moms, Gold Star families, how did all of this umbrella, how did it help you?
Oh, it's a great fellowship. I have to tell you, there's moms that have lost their kids from the Desert Storm to the Iraq War and Afghanistan, of course. And so we really do feel like our mission is to continue on with our sons and daughters service to the country, and that's what we want to do, and
Yeah.
we do that lovingly and joyfully.
Do you see yourself in some of the moms?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, we all have this similar experience, right?
Yeah.
But what is so funny is that I don't know if funny is the word, but what's so ironic about it is that we talk about our sons and daughters, and they were goofy, but they were strong fighters, and we were so proud of them, but that they just had the same kind of personalities.
Yeah, they're your kids. Of course,
Yeah.
you're going to see them when they're goofy. Where can people learn more about Gold Star Moms?
So we have like I said, a department here, and we have a email that we could go to Desert. It's called not Desert. Sorry, it is the Department of Arizona at AmericanGoldStarMothers.org,
Okay.
and they can send us a email there, and we can get in touch with them.
All right. Very good. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank
you
you.
for coming on and all the great work you're doing with American Gold Star Mothers. It's just fantastic work, and thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.